All right. What's up, everybody? My people, Manhattan, the Boogie Down Bronx, Queens, all the way out to Staten Island, my home borough, Brooklyn. Back at it again with another video, and I apologize for not posting in a while, but been looking for something to talk about, some new content to talk about. But first of all, let me say, rest in peace to King Von. Of course, who was shot, I believe, last night outside of a club in Atlanta and passed away early this morning. Rest in peace to King Von, you know what I'm saying? No, I really did like his music. I'm not doing this for no clicks or likes. I did listen to his music. I did like him a lot. And, he was help carry the torch for Chicago drill, the movement that Sosa Key started back in, 2011, 2012. Him, Reese, Young Chop and Fredo, rest in peace, started the way they all started and been carried on to today by Lil Durk and G Herbo. And he was going to be the one help carry him. So rest in peace, King Von. Prayers up. My heart's out. Prayers for his family and for his friends, man. But let me say that. But let me get back to this. This video is, I think, is called "Go Woke" or "You Go Broke." Okay, and I got inspired to do this video with all the, Lil Wayne supporting Donald Trump and 50 Cent and Jamel Hill. She talked about how black men, only want the patriarchy to continue, so I've seen it demolished, all that bullshit she was talking. Jamel talks a whole bunch of shit. She don't know shit. She's a fucking idiot. Okay? But I want to do this video about athletes who were woke and who went broke, and athletes who weren't woke and, well, they're still rich. Well, certain of them are. Okay, and this one's first, obviously, you see Muhammad Ali here. See Muhammad Ali in 1960-something or whatever, and you see him years later. Now, of course, Ali came down with Parkinson's disease, but Ali, he was one of the first woke athletes per se. He, of course, came out, joined the Nation of Islam, changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. They called him a draft dodger, and, because he wouldn't go to the Vietnam War. And, let me say this about, and then, of course, they had the Ali Summit. Okay, hold on. And then they had the Ali Summit, which had Lou Alcindor, now Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, and Bill Russell. Okay, and Bill. What's the dude name? Ali's promoter at that time. I forget his name, but he later he was on the Skip and Shannon show, Undisputed, years ago, and said he paid all those guys to convince Ali to go find the war. So Bob Arum, that's who it was. So Bob Arum continued to make money. Okay, shout out to Chronicles of Judo 144 because he made that video and I saw it. And that's when I found that out. So shout out to him. And yeah, so the truth about that got exposed, but nobody wants to bring it up because, well, it's the truth. But Muhammad Ali, of course, later in his life, Ali had to fight until 1979, 1980 when he was getting knocked out and the Parkinson's had kicked in, and he was just sad, sell himself. He had to sell the rights to his name, and no matter how sick he was, he had to make appearances because, well, these companies owned his name. They used him basically as a mascot until the day he died, which is a damn shame. But, hey, he was woke, so nobody talks about that. Man, he was Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was at the Ali Summit. Of course, at the time he was at the Ali Summit, he was at UCLA, and Kareem's been, a woke athlete, and, he called Michael Jordan a sellout, and said he chose commerce over conscience, and he criticized Wilt Chamberlain for being a Republican and denouncing the Black Panther Party, and all that shit. With all this Trump Biden stuff, I may have to do a video on that. I'm still waiting on the election results to talk about that Trump Biden stuff. But yeah, this is just the whole big shit show. But anyway, Kareem was another guy, talked all that shit about Jordan and other people, and well, look what happened to him. Kareem has to auction off all his, NBA memorabilia, and college memorabilia, his most outstanding player rings, his UCLA championship trophies, his NBA rings, his finals MVP trophies, his league MVP trophies, auction all that stuff because he's struggling financially. Okay? Again, I'm not trying to make fun of Ali or Kareem, but it's just ironic. Maybe you should have chose commerce, Kareem, over conscience. Okay, of course, this is the infamous Ali Summit. As you see, there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there's Jim Brown, Ali, and Bill Russell all sitting down. All right, Bill Russell's another guy. I don't know what his financial situation is. All I knew about is Ali. Jim Brown seems to be doing all right. And Kareem, of course, I know about his issues because he's spoken about it. When I first heard that he was auctioning off his stuff, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, now here's Michael Jordan, who, in recent years, especially ever since LeBron beat the Warriors, people really for years before that, people have been calling Jordan a coon and a sellout for not speaking on black issues and whatnot. Because this dumbass Craig Hodges wanted him and Magic to protest Game 1 of the finals because of the Rodney King incident. And all that dumb shit. People call Jordan a coon and a sellout. And you know what's funny? Nobody really brought this off the field. Now all of a sudden, when you talk about the greatest of all time, basketball-wise, the greatest athlete of all time, people bring in off-the-field stuff. And the only reason they do that, really, is to spite Jordan. Okay? The reason these LeBron fags bring that shit up is to spite Jordan. Oh, LeBron was woke and he spoke up for his people and he was unafraid. LeBron's unafraid. Jordan was. He didn't speak out. He's a sellout. And I remember the rap legend Willie D made a song called Coons too, and he dissed Michael Jordan. He said he'll never be Ali, Kareem, or LeBron James. So, of course, he's not. Michael Jordan's better than all those guys. No disrespect. He's damn sure better than LeBron. Okay? He's better than Kareem, and, in terms of the greatest athlete of all time, he's better than Ali. But if someone said Ali, I wouldn't really disagree with you. I really wouldn't argue with you. I disagree, but I really want to argue with you. I'm saying? I understand that, but, Jordan gets called a coon, a sellout, because, kids in Chicago, kids kill themselves over issues. Look, I'm from New York, okay? Of course, sneaker culture is big here. Okay, it's big here. And, by the way, there would be no sneaker culture if it wasn't for Jordan. Michael Jordan pretty much invented sneaker culture. And because you had guys who had shoes before him, but, his shoes were so nice, it went to another level. Of course, he was bigger than all those guys that came before him, Magic, Bird, Dr. J. Those guys were big in the States. Jordan was big globally. So that's what allowed those shoes to get even more popular. But, it's not Michael Jordan's fault that these motherfuckers kill each other over shoes. Like I said, man, I'm a born and raised New Yorker. I've seen dudes jumped, mugged. And I remember one time, a couple years ago, me and my friend, we was walking down the street, mind our own business. This dude came out of nowhere on the other side of the street. These two dudes jumped this one dude. One of them had his knee on his dude's chest. He didn't take his phone, didn't take his wallet. They just juxed his shoes, man. His Jordans. I forget what Jordans he had on, which J's he had on, but they juxed him in for his whole J's. Didn't take his wallet, didn't take his phone. And we was just laughing to ourselves. Okay, so trust me, I get his shoes are nice, but not we're killing or hurting somebody over. But apparently that's Michael Jordan's fault. But nobody asked the Los Angeles Dodgers to stop selling Dodger hats or to speak out because these motherfuckers in Compton are getting killed for wearing blue Dodger hats or red Philadelphia Philly hats. Niggas get killed for wearing blue Dodger hats, red Phillies hats, red Cincinnati Reds hats. But, no one sells them, those baseball teams, to stop selling hats or to speak out. Because understand, that's not our fault. Y'all turn them into a gang sign. It's not Michael Jordan's fault. You niggas value a shoe over another human's life. Okay, now, so, what I'm saying? Stop asking this man to speak out and shit. Another reason they call Jordan a coon because his wife. Okay, not this wife here, but this wife right here. This chick, I believe she's Cuban. But as you can clearly see here, Michael Jordan is married to a black woman throughout his entire NBA, or throughout his prime of his NBA career. I believe he married this woman, Juanita Van Oy, I believe that's her name. I believe he married her in 88. So Jordan was just getting to the prime of his career. Okay, and they got divorced in 2006. Okay, but but nobody wants to talk about her. All they want to talk about is this chick right here. Okay, now this is going to be the big one. Okay, this is O.J. Simpson. Because you see O.J. here with his 2 kids and his beautiful wife. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I've ever seen a white woman with a big black afro. Is that Nicole? As you can see here, O.J. was married to a black woman. I believe he married this chick or was with her when he was at USC playing for the Trojans. And he was married to this woman throughout his entire NFL career. Okay, I don't know when they got divorced. They may have got divorced before he retired or after he retired. But, O.J. Simpson, who's probably who according to these idiot, woke Negroes on the internet, he's a sellout, he's a coon, he's a race trader. For what, though? What, he was married to a white woman? Well, as you see here, he's married to a black woman, had 2 beautiful black kids. Okay? So why was O.J. a sellout? Because he was rich and he lived in Brentwood? Well, I got some news for y'all, Negroes. LeBron James was in Brentwood as well. Okay, so explain to me, you Negroes need to explain to me and to a lot of us what makes a successful Negro American a sellout or a coon or Uncle Tom or whatnot. Okay, and as for Okay, and as for OJ and Jordan, giving back and speaking out, whatever, you know, we don't know what those dudes have done behind the scenes. Now, OJ back when he was, still lovable, you know, you don't know. He could have been donating shit on the side, but he didn't want to make a big deal about it. Michael Jordan, he's been giving money. Michael Jordan helped fund Spike Lee's movie Malcolm X. Michael Jordan, I believe, donated $10,000 to help Spike Lee make that movie Malcolm X, but nobody knows about that. But I promise you, if it was LeBron James, LeBron, of course, this is in the 90s, so he wouldn't have gone on social media. So he probably would have went on some radio show and said, yeah, by the way, I donated $10,000 to Spike Lee to, help fund the Malcolm X movie because Malcolm X is such a hero and an American icon, the kids and adult, not all that bullshit. Look, it's not personal against LeBron James, but look, I can smell bullshit when I see it. Okay, it's just. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. And I say, like the video, click that like button, subscribe for more videos. Comment down below. Give me some more suggestions. The greatest of all time series. What do y'all want to see next? Who y'all want to see next? And like I said, after this whole Trump Biden thing decided, I'll speak on that. And one more thing, R.I.P. to King Von, man. Rest in power, rest in power, bro. Okay, see y'all.